Ready?
I think so. How do we start?
Usually hello.
Hello
Welcome back.
to Watch Along Pod,
This week we watched.
The Jungle Book.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah. You said last week this was a semi-fave.
Yeah, got a bit of a sentimental attachment to this one. It was good.
I enjoyed it. I'm not like a huge Jungle Book fan. Like, wouldn't have said it was one of my faves, but I enjoyed watching it more than I thought I was going to.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And normally I'm like, yeah, Jungle Book, yeah. But I did enjoy it.
Why did you feel like that? Is it because you just didn't watch it much before? Or?
Yeah, I think I've always swayed towards the princesses.
See, I was always a talking animals guy.
Yeah. Though I do like the talking animals because I love an animal, but I think that this was just animals I wasn't very interested in. There was no giraffe.
No, I don't think giraffes live in the jungle.
No, but that's probably what upset me as a child.
Right, okay.
No, I started watching this film and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a long opening.
Oh, yeah, but I think that's the downside of the way they used to play the credits before the film back then. It'll be interesting to see when that changes.
Yeah. It's sort of like an overture for a musical. And I'm sometimes like, come on, I don't need to hear a little snippet of all the songs before we get into the show.
Yeah.
Just go.
It's like a little teaser.
And it was just like, okay, we're going through the jungle, we're going through the jungle, we're going through the jungle. Like, let's start the film.
I mean, it's called The Jungle Book. What did you expect?
Yeah, I know. But I just wanted a bit more snappy action.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think it wasn't entirely bad to have that run through of the jungle.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The artwork was brilliant. And the waterfall, I was amazed.
Yeah.
How that was 1967 this came out.
Fact fans. Yeah, I will give you that. It looked beautiful. I was just a bit like, right, let's get into the film now.
Yeah.
And that may be because I was like just wanting to get it over and done with. To, you know, it was sort of like I've got to watch it for the pod, rather than I'm really excited to watch this.
Yeah. But you said you're glad that you've seen it again now.
Yes, I am. I am.
So this film was the favourite film of my best friend, Craig, who passed away a few years ago. So, yeah, I have seen this before, but I almost felt like this week I was watching it for somebody else.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice.
I don't think I've met anyone whose favourite film has been The Jungle Book. His actual favourite film or his favourite Disney film?
Yeah, I don't think it was his favourite film ever, but yeah, it was his, or at least one of his favourite Disney films.
Yeah, I think it's quite, again, a little bit, like I said before in Sword in the Stone, it's quite boy heavy in terms of the characters and things. Not saying that girls can't like it, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying we've had a lot of princesses and girly, what you would class as girly films, and the last two have been quite boy heavy in characters.
Yeah, and what I particularly liked about this film being a male heavy cast was that there were a lot of positive male role models and sort of fatherly figures in this, whereas usually it's usually a dad, isn't it? The king usually. And the male figures are either incompetent,
non-existent.
They are the enemy, or they are some kind of authority figure. And I didn't feel that with really any of the characters, except for Shere Khan, obviously, and Kaa, the snake. They were a little bit...
Yeah. They were the villains of the piece.
Yeah. But even Bagheera, he was trying to keep Mowgli safe.
Yeah.
But he never came across preachy. He wasn't like...
No, he sort of came... I felt like he came across as like older granddad figure that was like a bit exasperated by the fact that he had to try and get this kid back to where he needed to go, and but he did love him.
Yeah, yeah. It was a positive.
I think a lot of the characters in it are, even like King Louis, who is technically trying to kidnap the man cub. He's a fun character. He's a good character. He's not, he's not trying to kill him.
Yeah, and I didn't really see King Louis as a villain.
No.
Because he didn't seek to harm Mowgli. He wanted to learn. Man's red fire.
Mm.
The only one who I would say was evil would be Shere Khan. Even Kaa, he's trying to eat Mowgli, but he's literally just trying to eat. He's working on his instinct.
Yeah, but you could say that about Shere Khan as well.
No, but they openly say that Shere Khan holds a grudge against man.
Yeah, but I don't like the snake.
Oh no, we don't like the snake. Why has it
Creepy.
always got to be snakes?
It gives me the creeps. It really does. I think that's why I didn't like it as a kid, because it really, watching it, I was like, ugh. It makes it feel slimy, and I don't know what. I just like bleh, bleh.
No. But he's a good character. I really like Kaa the snake.
Yeah, he's interesting, but
Yeah, trust in me.
bleh, bleh.
His hypnotic eyes. Did his voice sound familiar to you?
No.
He has the same voice actor as the original Winnie the Pooh. Like, their voices are almost identical.
So very similar characters then.
Yeah. One's trying to eat honey and one's trying to eat man cub.
Yeah. Both very friendly and,
Mm. And you don't like either of them?
No, I don't mind Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
I like the character.
I always got the impression that you wasn't really a fan.
I like the character. I just am not fussed by the movies and stuff like that.
Well, it's a shame that we've got the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh coming up soon.
And then another one later on.
Oh yeah, double whammy.
Double whammy. At least we're not watching planes.
You got out of this one. The plot of The Jungle Book is essentially they find Mowgli in the jungle and they want to take him back to the man village, but it's too far away. They're worried that he's going to starve. So Bagheera takes him to the wolves.
Who have just had babies.
They have. So the idea I thought there was the mother would be producing milk. So we'll take Mowgli to get some grub and then we'll take him back to the village, right?
Yeah, but I think they all fell in love with him.
They must have, because they kept hold of him for like 10 years.
I think they just, you grow attached to these babies. It's what happens.
Yeah, until they're an inconvenience at 10 years old and you're like, yeah, we'll send him back to the village now.
No, they were trying to protect him because they knew that Shere Khan was coming back and he would kill Mowgli, and they loved him. They didn't want him to die. They wanted what was best for him.
Sure. Not because he was irritating.
No, they all loved him. You could tell they all loved him. They were all sad about letting him go.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he gets there in the end.
It's an adventure story, isn't it? It's like a story of, they're going on a journey and it's what happens along the journey.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Lord of the Rings.
Yep, I can see it.
They need to get Mowgli, from one place to another, but the story isn't let's take him home. It's all of the
things that happen,
peril along the way.
Yeah,
and the fun times.
The fun
Plenty
times. Baloo,
what a character!
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
I love that song.
you know what? When I was a kid, I just took the song for like just would sing it, and then as an adult, I was like, "Ah, the bare necessities." Like, yeah, he's a bare necessities, but it's also like the saying, "You need the bare necessities."
Yeah, he's saying that anything that you don't need is not essential, and it's going to cause you stress.
Yeah,
So let go of those things, and you'll be worry free. I
yeah.
love it. That
He's
mantra.
very chill,
Oh, yeah, so he's a bit hippy dippy, really, isn't he?
but then he gets attached to Mowgli the most, and that is not the bare necessities, is it?
I beg to differ.
He doesn't need Mowgli.
He doesn't need companionship and love.
No, he didn't before. He was chill before.
Maybe he did. He just didn't realise.
Maybe, but he ends up without him, so
Mm, yeah.
it's really a tragedy. No, I think he's a good character. I think every character that Mowgli meets along the way is almost teaching him something that he hasn't learnt yet in his life. You know, the elephants he meets, and they're almost teaching him a bit of discipline, but there are rules you have to follow and things. And then, Baloo is more about you gotta roll with things, let things go. Don't take life too seriously.
Yep, you're right. So Mowgli just learns something different from everyone
Mm,
along the way, and it's almost like in last week's film we had a similar sort of mechanic, didn't we, with Merlin transforming them into all of the different animals, and each one being a kind of a different moral lesson.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think Disney obviously found a bit of a hook at this area,
Mhm.
because it was like, okay, let's get some moral stuff
I
in there.
I think that's also was a sign of the times as well because, TV, film, all of those things were getting bigger and bigger. And there was definitely a pushback of, well, kids can't be just watching cartoons all the time. And it was like, well, if it's got a moral core and sort of, a lesson that can be taken away from it, it's a bit more digestible for parents to go, oh, well, they can learn about being kind, they can learn about friendship, they can learn about this stuff while watching it. So I think that definitely they put some of those
Yeah.
things, but it's also relatable because as a kid you do go through all of those things of learning that. So
As an important film for development, I think, if young children are learning to understand and sort of maneuver different situations through what they're watching on TV, then it's only a good thing, right?
yeah, and I think with Mowgli, he learns that from the beginning. He's like, well, I'll be fine on my own. I'm fine. I know everything. And as it goes on, he starts to realize that actually he doesn't. There's a lot of stuff he doesn't know about, and life can be a bit scary, and you're not always sure who to trust. But it's about navigating through that.
hmm So this film takes place in India,
It does.
and when I was watching this, I felt like, wow, over these first, how many films are we in now? 14 on our
Yeah,
list.
13, 14, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, there are a few more that we've not covered.
Live actions.
But these early films really feel like a world tour, and I think it's really nice to have a glimpse at other countries, especially back when these were released. I know it's still people's sort of window to the outside world. It wasn't like today. There was no computers. TV broadcast was quite limited,
Yeah.
so there was. It's nice to have a view of different countries and cultures and things that you wouldn't usually see.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, but I do have something to say.
Oh,
There were some really terrible haircuts in this film.
coming from you.
Right, that's it. I quit.
So podcast is over. It was nice while it lasted.
Wow. Mowgli, poor boy. Also, why was his hair not just really long? Who was cutting that?
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, on a related note, who was doing up his diaper?
Well, that as well. He should have been naked, because why would he know to cover himself?
Yeah.
And then baby elephant, bad haircut. All of the monkeys, weird bad haircuts. The who else had bad haircut? Who else?
The vultures.
The vultures.
They were modelled off of the Beatles, who famously had bad haircuts.
I just felt sorry for all of them. I was like, these poor animals. Who is their barber? Like,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think you are being overly harsh on animals' haircuts.
well, I think maybe because animals aren't meant to have hair, and that's what makes it weird. But
Maybe, yeah. I think it's probably because they don't have like a shop they can go to where there's like photographs of
they
different
can't go, ooh,
celebrity animals.
I'd like to look like Tom Cruise today, please.
Yeah.
You know,
Unless they want to look like the Beatles, and then
the
that's an
vultures
option.
knew what they were doing.
I'm pretty sure I thought Mowgli was a girl for a while when I was little.
Yeah, could be. There's no. Do they specify? I don't think they do until the end when he sees the young girl and he's like goes
Oh,
goo goo eyes.
an awakening.
Woo! Like oh, what one was it in? Is it Toad when he sees the car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Throwback.
Mm.
So I do have questions of where did he come from? Who's his mother? Who's his father?
Yeah. Do you think he was from that village? Do you think there were some parents who absolutely crapped themselves when they saw this kid turn up?
I don't think so, because he was at the wrong side of the jungle, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, if you was gonna be ditching a baby, you wouldn't ditch it near the village.
Am I right in thinking that when we first see him in his basket, there's like a broken boat? He's like half in a broken boat.
I don't know. Future Daisy, look that up. So, hello, we're back, and we can confirm
They're dead.
his parents are dead. The boat's there in ruins. So, how many Disney parents do we have that die in a boat accident?
Quite a few now.
Yeah, let's name them. We've got Mowgli's parents, Tarzan's parents. Is that a boat or a plane?
No, they're on a boat, I think. But then don't they get eaten by the... They don't die. They land, they get shipwrecked.
Well,
and then they get eaten by the leopard
yeah.
in a very horrific scene.
I'm still counting it.
Elsa and
Anna's
parents.
I nearly said Ariel's.
Well, we don't quite know how her mother died. She could have got killed by a boat. Boat could have hit her.
Yeah.
So dead parents.
Yes, Mowgli's parents are dead, so he can walk into that village without a care in the world.
I mean, my question is, he talks in this. However, I'm imagining that he's talking animal.
Oh no, so he's like some feral kid that turns up snarling.
Yeah. Like making howling noises because it was brought up by the wolves.
Yeah, and then there's this family who are like, oh yeah, he seems like a great young man. Of course my daughter can date him.
And he's like crawling around on all fours.
Wow, what a well-balanced young man he is.
I mean, he'd be eating raw meat. Like...
He eats bugs also.
Well, no, because he didn't like that.
He didn't eat the ant, does he?
No, I'm trying to think. If he was brought up by wolves, he'd be eating what the wolves eat, which would be raw meat.
Some good songs in this.
This really has great songs.
And I think it's the songs that really elevate this above
100%.
the other films.
Yeah, if you took out the songs, I think it would be a bit slow going, and
Yeah.
when you hit bare necessities, you're suddenly like, yeah,
Yeah. Or King Louis' I Want to Be Like You.
I want to be like you. Ooh, ooh. Both of those have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Like, they are still widely played in all the Disney parks everywhere. And like, as much as people probably wouldn't be like, oh, Jungle Book, love it. Like, it's still very well regarded. You still see Baloo a lot of the time in the parks. He's still at a lot of meet and greets. And he's a favourite. He's definitely a favourite.
I think the music in this film set a new bar, because if you look at every single, well, maybe not every single film that follows this, but what's up next? Aristocats?
Great songs.
Great, catchy, jazzy soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's after that, but
I can't remember.
it's from this point on where I think the songs move away from just being nice and maybe have a catchy melody to being absolute jams.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, the real change comes in a few films' time when we hit Alan Menken. Because when he joins Disney, that changes the world.
yes, a whole new world.
It is, no,
No,
part of your world.
part of your world.
If that's what you want to reference.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
he did write a whole new world as well, but
Yeah, I
know. It's Ariel, it's Little Mermaid that really, I think, makes a big change. I think this is the start of it.
Mhm.
And I can't, what year did you say this came out?
67
So when did Mary Poppins come out?
earlier.
Is it 60? It's about 66 or 65 or something like that, I think.
Hey Siri, what year did Mary Poppins release?
Are all the series going off?
She is ghosting me.
Well,
Having trouble connecting. That's good. Gotta love an Apple product.
I'm pretty sure, obviously, it was around this same time that we had Mary Poppins, and now there's a film with some jams.
Yeah, Mary Poppins was 64, so it was a few years earlier. And yeah, you're right. It was from that point.
I think that they saw how much the songs were loved in Mary Poppins, and that's what influenced some of the songs in this to be like, right, let's actually have fun songs that kids love to listen to. Because as much as you like When I Wish Upon a Star and all of that, Someday My Prince Will Come, they're all very, and slow. These are fun, jazzy songs.
Yeah. So the way that I look at it is, how do I look at it? So the way that I look at it
With your
is,
eyes.
I think a good comparison is nursery rhymes and popular music. So everyone knows nursery rhymes and it'll get stuck in your head and you'll be singing it all day, but you wouldn't go to karaoke and sing Twinkle Twinkle.
No.
No?
Wouldn't be my jam. Wouldn't be my
No.
jam.
So When You Wish Upon a Star, although it is a lovely song and it would get stuck in your head all day long, it just does not have the same pizzazz.
You're not going to be belting it out at a party.
Oh no.
But, ooby-doo, I want to be like you. Great. Excellent. What else do you want to talk about this? I think we've spoken about everything, really, haven't we?
I think we have, yeah. All in the spirit of trying to keep these episodes a bit shorter.
Yep.
Don't want to harp on for too long.
Don't want to be 2 hours long when, you're going to have to face that when we start getting to the 90s. So, no, I think it's a good film. Back to Jungle Book.
Yes, back to the book.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it more than I was anticipating. And I actually walked away from it feeling like, oh, it is not. It's like I had a good, happy feeling from watching it, unlike Sword in the Stone.
Yes, it is a real feel-good movie, and I was really happy that I'd watched it again. I couldn't help but wonder how Walt Disney would have, how he would have liked the finished product, because he died mid-production.
Yeah.
He never got to see this finished.
I think he would have liked it. I think he would have loved the songs. You know, he loved Mary Poppins, and he loved the joy of Mary Poppins. So I think he would have liked this. And you definitely can't say that the animation isn't beautiful in this.
Yeah.
And you know, when we think Baloo's dead.
Oh, and it rains.
It's so emotional. It's got a bit of everything, you know. It's got peril, it's got emotion, it's got fun. It's got a little bit of love at the end. You know, when the girl's giving her the eyes to
Yeah,
Mowgli to be like, follow me.
yeah, that was all a bit weird to me.
It was a bit weird. But, you know, to be fair though, you've never been a 10-year-old girl that I know of, and with a crush on someone. And, you know, I'm pretty sure as a 10-year-old girl, I did some weird stuff that I was like, oh, hi, you know, fancied a boy or something, you know. I think she just fancied him and was like, oh, I'll drop my water and he'll help me and it'll be cute. But it comes to that time.
Let's rank it.
Ooh. Obviously, I have to get Baloo in there.
What a guy.
What a guy. So last week, we ranked Sword in the Stone at 75. We think it's higher than Sword in the Stone, definitely.
Yes.
I don't think there's any question on that one. What are we going to say? So we have got currently at 51, Pinocchio, Bambi at 52. Higher than both of those? I think so.
I think so.
At this one, 41 is Dumbo, and then 49 and 50, Lady and the Tramp and Snow White. You think higher?
Higher. Keep going.
Higher or lower?
Ooh.
So 31 to 40, currently there is nothing well, there might be, but we might have fallen off.
I'm going to do something really crazy.
What?
I think this should go at 10.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Not even for now, even though it could move later. I'm not wild carding it.
You think, knowing what's coming, that is going to rank at 10?
I mean, I know there's good stuff coming, but can I think of more than 10 that I think are superb?
Yes.
Can I?
Oh, well, I definitely can.
Oh, well, can you? What? Come on then, tell us what you think.
Well, definitely Lion King, Pocahontas, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, probably Hercules,
All of the Renaissance period, basically.
Yep.
Everything in the 90s.
Toy Story. Also, Frozen will go up there.
Pixar.
Tangled will go up there.
All right, okay, so stop reeling them off.
Bug's Life would go.
Where do you think this should go?
I was thinking, so currently our top ranked is Peter Pan. I would be happy to put it around Peter Pan, so I'd be happy at like 27.
27? You preferred Peter Pan?
Yeah, but that's because I have a special place in my heart for Peter Pan. But I'd be happy to move Dalmatians down to 27 and put it at 26.
Go on then.
Is that what we're going to do?
There's compromise. It's our first rejig of the list. So, Dalmatians is relegated.
Dalmatians has gone down to 27. and Jungle Book's going in 26, and I can tell you now, it ain't gonna stay there.
It's not?
I just don't think you appreciate what is coming in the list.
Well, I mean, you are the Disney adult, and I am the miserable one.
I just think we've got so many phenomenal films coming. Inside Out, Encanto.
I'm not a huge fan of Inside
Well,
Out.
you're wrong. You're wrong. It made me cry
Did it?
multiple times. There's just, there's a lot. And there's a lot that's going to be lower as well. The Winnie the Poohs.
You might be really surprised.
I might love it. I might love it. Princess and the Frog will be great. That'll be up there.
Princess and the Frog's going to be up there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great film, great songs. I just think that there's so much more to come that outshines this film.
Yeah, I mean, the more I have thought about it over the past 3 minutes, yeah,
You have
I
to
must
concede.
agree.
I mean,
Yeah,
you just look at my bags around here and you see what's about to be presented to us. You know, there's a lot. There is a lot.
yeah, fair enough. Anywho,
Next week, that is not going to be next week.
no, we're taking a tiny break.
Just 1 week. Just got a few things to catch up on. Just life in general.
Yep, life has happened.
So we're going to be having a break next week, and then the following week we will be back with
The Aristocats.
yeah, one I love. I do really enjoy Aristocats.
I've seen Aristocats. I just don't really remember it.
I just like cats. So
I love cats. We are cat people.
we're cat people. So yeah, I think it's a fun one next week. Well, the week after.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Great soundtrack. So at least I know I have cats and music to look forward to. What more could I ask for?
Just not Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats and Music.
Certainly not the movie adaptation.
The stage show's good. The movie. But yeah, no, I do like the Aristocats.
What is a jellicle cat? Am I supposed to know what a jellicle cat is? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats is not a talking point.
But yeah, I think we'll have a good week that week. Make sure you watch it, and we'll be back.
Daisy, can you remember our outro this week?
I didn't forget it last week. Who forgot it? You did.
Was it me?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Brilliant.
You said, remember, you're never too good, and went, oh, what was that?
Well, you are never too good, and you're also never too old to be young. So we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Is everybody ready?